Yo, what is up, you guys?
It's your boy.
Kangaroo here, and chances are you clicked on this video because you are struggling financially, and all you want to do is live in your $1,000,000 mansion on the beach with your Tesla parked in your garage and not have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. Well, the answer to what divides the rich from the middle and lower class is honestly quite simple, but oftentimes is overlooked and made out to be a lot more difficult than it really is. So in order to figure out how to get rich, I feel like it's important that we define what separates the rich from the middle and lower classes. Now, don't skip this part because you think you know the answer. Oh, well, the rich take uncomfortably cold showers and wake up at 5 a.m. to start their day. And while yes, those things are true, just doing those aren't going to make you rich. The real thing that the rich understand that the low and the middle class don't is that they have their money work for them as opposed to working for their money. If what I said just confused you, this is really all it means. The rich will slowly build up assets over time that will help them pay for all of their liabilities. The poor will only pay for liabilities that take money out of their pocket, and the middle class will buy liabilities that they think are assets, such as a house or a car. Now, what is an asset and what is a liability? In short, an asset is something that you buy that generates money into your pocket, and a liability is something that you buy that takes money out of your pocket. Some examples of liabilities are things like houses, cars, or that new pair of Gucci slides that you just had to buy. Now that we know what an asset versus a liability is, the difference between what separates the rich from the middle and lower class should make a lot more sense. The rich will spend time saving money until they can purchase some sort of investment, and then they use the money that they make from that investment to then go and purchase another investment, and use the money they make off of that investment to then go and purchase another investment. Wash, rinse, and repeat this process a few hundred times, and bada bing, bada boom, all of your assets are then paying for your liabilities, and then you can start to go purchase assets that will pay for all of your discretionary purchases as well. And soon enough, you can start pulling up to your beach house in that new Tesla from Daddy Musk himself. Now that we have that millionaire investment blueprint laid out, let's go ahead and go over what not to do. Poor people either don't work at all and receive government assistance, or they work a normal 9 to 5 job making minimum wage and they don't own any assets. They spend all the money they make from their job on things like their car loan, their mortgage payment, or they use it on discretionary purchases such as going out to eat or buying those new clothes off of Amazon. This is obviously a flawed system of living if you want to get rich because you aren't making your money work for you and you're not buying any investments that will then go and make you more money. You're just buying liabilities that are taking money out of your pocket. As stated in Rich Dad Poor Dad, the secret to becoming rich is not how much money you make, but rather how much money you keep. We oftentimes hear stories of poor people winning the lottery and being millionaires the next day, and then 5 years later they're back to square one right where they started. This happens to them because they don't know how to keep their money and they don't know how to use it to purchase investments. The same is true for athletes. Although being a professional athlete is one of the highest paying professions there are out there, there are several cases such as Mike Tyson and Terrell Owens who had to file for bankruptcy because they could not manage their money wisely. Now let's go over what a majority of the population, 52% actually to be exact, is doing right now that is better than what the poor people are doing. However, it is not the best way to go and achieve financial freedom. A majority of people graduate college, get a good paying job, buy a decent house and a car, and they invest in a 401k. Now let's say they're making $70,000 a year, but they have little to no investments outside of their 401k, which is money that they can't even touch until they're almost 60 years old. But if they're making $70,000 a year, that's roughly $5,800 a month. They have school loan debt, auto debt, mortgage payments, and if they choose to have children, that's even more debt. All of this debt just compounds on each other, and it sets their financial growth into turmoil for the next 30 years roughly. Now, if wondering what you should do to avoid living like the middle and the low class and not be able to achieve financial freedom until you're 60 years old, this is what I would do if I were you, and it's also what I'm currently doing right now. You need to minimalize your spending as much as possible, such as avoiding rent by staying at home. If you're in your 20s living with your parents eating packaged ramen every day, that's a lot more socially acceptable now than if you were to be in your 30s and be doing that. So while you're young and in your 20s, spend this time to live like a financial minimalist. Save your money by not going out to eat. Don't spoil yourself on anything because you think you earned it. Only pay for necessities as opposed to discretionary purchases that you don't need. And if you don't already, make sure you just go out into the world and get a job. You need some form of income that is going into your pocket that you can then invest, and that investment will make you more money that goes into your pocket. Currently, I'm working a really good job serving tables at Texas Roadhouse here in my hometown, and I'm making about $44,000 a year. Now, $44,000 a year isn't that much. However, I invest about 80% of my income. I know many aren't as fortunate as I am to be making that type of money at 20 years old with no school loan debt, very little car loan debt. I just really don't have a lot of debt at all to have to worry about. So let's, for an example, say you work at Target making $13 an hour and you work 40 hours a week. That puts your monthly income at $2,080, and let's say you invest 20% of that, which is very standard and is how much you should be investing. And that puts your amount that you invest monthly at $416 a month. If you continue investing that $416 every month for 20 years on a 7% return on your investment, which is pretty average for the stock market, you will have made $204,000, whereas if you just saved that money and never invested it at all, you would have only made $99,000, and that's like free money. To answer the main question of this video, how to get rich, the answer is quite simple. Just build up your asset column as much as you can, buying investments such as rental properties, dividend stocks, index funds, cryptocurrency, all that fun stuff until your assets start to pay for your liabilities, and then you can go and buy more assets to pay for your discretionary purchases. If you guys want me to make a video talking about different ways to go about building up your asset column, please leave a comment down in the comment section below and I will be sure to make a video on it. I feel like the process of becoming financially free is a topic that isn't talked about enough, and if we just educated people a little bit more on it, we would see a severe increase of people living above the poverty line and they could live life a little more lavishly. And let's be honest, I'm pretty sure everyone wants to live life just a little bit better than they are right now. If you agree with me, please make sure to hit the like button. That way the YouTube's algorithm is a lot more likely to send this to other people who might think the same way you and I do. As always, special thanks to you for watching this video, but I gotta get up out of here. Peace out, you guys.